Call the Honourable Member for Holt.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, last month I was delighted to make my way down to the Little India Cultural Precinct in Foster Street, Dandenong, to meet with two well-known and respected community advocates, Manoj Kumar and Kushalia Vaghela, at this wonderful Indian and South Asian precinct, and we met to discuss the future of this precinct. Little India, Deputy Speaker, is a quintessential Australian success story, a story of a wonderful migrant community that has transformed the face of Dandenong. It is a transformation driven by a community, which is the Indian community, which has made a profound contribution to this country. According to the 2011 census, Indian Australians make up about 1.9% of the Australian population, totalling about 391,000 Indian Australians by ancestry, and 111,700 Australians are living in Victoria, with many visiting Little India on a regular basis. The history, Deputy Speaker, of Foster Street is really one of transformation by this dynamic community who have literally transformed the face of the city of Greater Dandenong. And I'd like to just briefly touch on the history of Foster Street, now branded as Little India, precinct in Dandenong. The first important stage in the transformation was in 1980, when the first Indian grocery and video shop was established in Mason Street, which subsequently relocated to Foster Street. The Punjab Indian sweet shop, followed by opening on Mason Street, and in 1994, the first sari clothing shop, Roshan's Fashion, opened in Foster Street. However, over 30 shops in the precinct were vacant at the time due to the 1990s recession. Roshan's sari shop was the start of the transformation of the street that brought life back to the area. Foster Street is the gateway to Dandenong, given its close proximity to the station and bus interchange. It is now filled with lively and colourful shops. There are approximately 37 shops in Little India, featuring specialty shops from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Fiji, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Mauritius, the Middle East and Africa. People from all backgrounds come from far and wide to enjoy and experience the vibrancy of this wonderful precinct. Fashion outlets with beaded saris, children's clothes and one-of-a-kind jewellery pieces are popular with shoppers here. Little India has an array of stores selling Bollywood movies and music, as well as restaurants and grocers serving a wonderful array of Punjabi sweets, authentic spices and delicious meals. In a recent survey conducted by the Federation of Indian Associations of Victoria, it was found that within a 20-kilometre radius of Little India in Dandenong, there are approximately 85,000 persons of Indian descent. This area has the highest number of specialty Indian shops, mostly contained within the precinct. The Dandenong market also houses traders selling vegetables and spices traditionally used in Indian cooking that allow the population to feel a little closer to home. In 2007, the Dandenong Council noted the economic activity in Foster Street and recognised the value of the area and named it the Little India Precinct. Council promoted this precinct by running Little India cultural tours, as well as providing distinctive signage and advertising. Little India has also participated collectively in food and wine festivals, and visitors have been brought in from bus from various locations in Melbourne. It's featured in promotions supported by the council and featured on TV shows such as Postcards and Coxie's Big Break. It's also been written about in the Age newspaper, which compared the eclectic Foster Street charm with a New Brunswick, Lygon or Ackland Street. That says a lot about the vibrancy of this particular street. However, due to recent acquisitions by Vic Urban of buildings surrounding this precinct, the Foster Street Traders Association and the Little India Traders are fearful about the future of this unique precinct. Little India is, Deputy Speaker, an Australian success story. We should do everything we can, and I say to this chamber, I'll do everything I can to protect this precinct on behalf of the Indian and South Asian Australians, and make it a better future for all to enjoy its charms. I'd just like to say that the Indian community in the time remaining has been an amazing community, particularly in the region that I represent. You look at recently, we had the recent Moomba Festival, where Labor Day Bollywood star Pallavi Sharda was named one of the Moomba monarchs in order to strengthen ties with the Indian community in Melbourne. There's certainly a lot of two-way trade and a growing relationship between our two countries, augmented by the great number of Indian Australians in our community. I was there to celebrate one of their great days, Holi, recently, and it just showed the best of Indian culture. Deputy Speaker, the Indian community has much to be proud of, but I'll do what I can in this place to protect this great precinct, the Little India precinct in Foster Street, Dandenong.